In this video, you're going to learn more JavaScript arithmetic operators as well as some special numbers. So let's start with the remainder operator. So this operator will give you the remainder of a division of two numbers. So let's define a variable f and set it to the remainder of dividing 17 by 3. So the percentage sign is our remainder operator. So if you print f, that will give you the remainder of the division. Because we know that 17 is 3 multiplied by 5 and the remainder is 2. Now let's have a look at another operator, the exponent operator. So if we define a variable g and set it to 3 star star 3, this operator star star or multiply twice is the exponent operator. So this means that we want 3 to be multiplied by itself 3 times. So if you say 3 multiply 4, this means 3 multiplied by itself 4 times, or 3 to the power of 4. So it will return the base to the exponent power. So let's print g. And we get 81. All right, now let's cover a couple of special numbers. So first of all, let's have a look at infinity. So this is a special number, so you can store this value inside a variable. So let's define a variable h and set it to infinity. So if you print h, you're going to get infinity. Well, what does it mean? So infinity is the same number you find in maths as infinity. So this is the results that you would get when trying something like a number divided by 0. That will give you infinity. Now another special value is none. This means not a number. So you will get this when you perform a mathematical operation giving you no meaningful result. For instance, if you define a variable and set it to 0 divided by 0, so this does not give us any meaningful results. So no meaningful results. And if you print this variable, you will get none, which stands for not a number. Now let's have a look at the power method, and you will see why we want to tackle this one right here after going through the not a number special value. So if you define another variable j and set it to a number to the power of something. So you can do that either by using the exponent operator. Otherwise, you can use the math object, and this is a global object, just like the console, and we're going to come back later to the maths objects in detail when we cover objects in the object chapter. So this math object has got a method called power, just like that. Okay, so it's going to return the base to the exponent's power, that is base exponent. So we're going to place the base as the first parameter of our function, and the second parameter of the function is going to be the power. Okay, so if you want to print j, you will get the results. So you're getting a really big number. Now, what if we define a number using the power method and we get a really big number beyond the maximum one that JavaScript can handle? Remember, we had a maximum number that you can use in JavaScript, and that maximum number was number.maxValue. Now let's say that we want to exceed that number. What are we going to get? And now you'll see why we are tackling the power method right here. So let's define another variable and call it h or l, and set it to math.power of the base 2 to the power 2000, for example, something really big. And now let's print L, or let's call it K. So what do you expect? Well, we get infinity. So basically any number that is greater than the max value is going to be interpreted by JavaScript as infinity, because JavaScript just can't handle that number for you. So it will just turn it to infinity. All right, now let's have a look at a function which will help us pass strings into numbers. So and return an integer. So let's say that you've got a variable, okay, number, storing something like 3, but not as a number, as a string. We'll cover strings later, but for now just remember a string is between two quotes, okay, single quotes or double quotes. So you've got a project and you want to transform this value into a real number, because at the moment it's a string. So there is a function you can use, it's called parse integer. So if I print parse integer of number, okay, I'm going to get 3. But is 3 a number or is it a string? So let's check. So you're going to check the type of this and we're getting a number. So parseInt is a useful function that you can use for this purpose, changing a string into an integer. Now let's say that you're using parseInteger on something that cannot be changed or transformed to a number. So instead of number like that, so let's say we want to transform something that is not a number. Okay, it's a string, but we cannot transform it to a number. So what are you going to get? You get not a number. And the type of not a number is still actually a number. Okay, so parseInt will try to transform your string to a number. If it succeeds, it will give you a number. Otherwise, it will just give you a not a number value, which is also a number if you check the type of it. So let me just go back there and just an extra line there, just to make our code clear. Okay, so it's returned 3 there. The type is a number, and it returned not a number there, and the type is also a number.